your smile in the morning, following the linings on your cheeks. Cause baby, in your absence life is boring, so I'll never leave.
네네.
Shining through the cracks like the first morning light. Feeling something like the way that you adore me. I can feel your love from miles away. The light in your eyes tells me stories of life and of all perfect place where I wanna stay. It's easier to love when it's you by my side. Shining through the cracks like the first morning light. Feeling like
이번 정류장은 중앙로역 6번 출구입니다. 다음 정류
away from me. And if I find myself in reckless days, you'll be the one to pull me back into reality. Nothing like your smile in the morning.
다음 정류장은 고지리 아파트입니다. 코로나19 예방을 위한 마스크 착용.
You'll be the one that's by my side to lift away from me. And if I find myself in reckless days, you'll be the one to pull me back into reality. Nothing like your smile in the morning. Following the linings on.
흘릴까봐 괜찮아? 그냥 먹자. 나는